Born that way.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we are back again here at Planet Comicon in Kansas City, and this time we have Mark Pellagrino, or as you all might know him probably best as, I don't know, Satan?
Satan?
Satan's got a storied career in many different shows.
Oh, man, you get to meet the fans. The people responsible for the reasons the show goes on for years and years and years. Supernatural went 15 seasons because the fans wanted to go 15 seasons. Originally, our Crypty had it a 5-year cutoff, and then the fans were like, what? And protests, thank you, dear. Mass protests, and of course it went on and on and on and on. And now it's a show that it keeps on giving us love, right? Fathers pass it to their sons, mom pass it on to their daughters, grandmothers to granddaughters, and every convention I go to, there's a whole new generation of people that are introduced to the show. And because it's so popular, it might be coming back. It might be coming back. Jared Padalecki keeps saying maybe. If he says yes, then it's probably going to come back. But I recommend that it only comes back if it brings back Lucifer.
Oh, of course. No,
Okay.
You can't have anything supernatural.
Oh, yeah. So,
it's kind of what Supernatural is all about.
Absolutely.
Areas where, in a lot of cases, even the quote-unquote bad guys are actually more beloved than the heroes in the story. I want to ask you what initially did you
into acting?
Yeah.
I think I sort of swerved into it because I was going to college, but I fell in love with a girl who was more interesting than college at the time, even though I was getting straight A's. I dropped out of college, started going out with this crazy person. God bless her. She taught me a lot in life, especially who not to go with. When we were done and when college was not there anymore, I was thinking, I'm 19. I have to do something. I'm now an adult. What can I do? And I saw an advertisement for John Robert Powers, which is a scam modeling school. But they were offering free acting classes for commercials. So I went in there and was like, I'll try this. And that guy set me up with an agent. So I didn't know how to act, but he set me up with an agent. And that guy started getting me work before I knew how to act. And then I wasn't landing some stuff. So the agent says, well, maybe you should learn how to act. So that might be a good idea. So he gave me a list. I picked the one that was the cheapest and the closest to my house. That was my gauge. It just so happened to be, I think, the best acting school on the West Coast, Playhouse West, where guys like James Franco and Scotty Kahn and Jeff Goldblum came out of there, Ashley Judd. And then I just became a member of that theater company and started studying, getting really into the craft of acting, not the business side. And about 15 years ago, I decided I should probably take the business aspect of it seriously, not just the craft, and started being more amenable in auditions. When you're a method actor, you don't like talking to people, before auditions. Unfortunately, the producer's looking at you and saying, do I want to spend 6 years with this son of a bitch or not? And so whether you give a good reading or not is irrelevant if they think you're difficult. So I started, being personable and nice and socializing. And voila, technique and opportunity started finding themselves, and I am an actor. Long, convoluted way of saying it was an accident.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Very interesting. And something we learned because we definitely learned today is you were actually a horror fan yourself. And
I was what?
You're a real big horror fan yourself, and you actually have some roundtables.
Yeah.
What attracted you to horror over all the other genres out there?
So horror is a complex thing because I think a lot of us are attracted to it because of other things that are other elements in our lives. For me, it was the thing that my mom and I did on Saturday nights together. And I came from a household that was sort of crazy and chaotic and not fun. But the time that I had with my mom in that peaceful Saturday after midnight, watching Elvira or, some scary midnight movie was something that I associate with calm and comfort and safety. And then when you're growing up, the first movies you see as a teenager with all your friends are either raucous comedies or horror movies, right? So for me, it was Halloween and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street were the ones that I, grew up with. And so you associate it with comfort and family on the one hand and friends and a festive time on the other hand. So that's what I think originally made me love the genre. But now we're in the golden age of horror, man.
Yes.
I think it's even better than the Universal Monster period in the 30s, right, and 40s. This is like super cool genre now, psychological thrillers that are just absolutely genre bending in every way, super sophisticated plots and really interesting twists. So now it's like now is the time to be a horror lover because it's real film. It's not like, every once in a while something like The Exorcist would pop up and you'd see it at the Academy Awards. Now we're seeing horror films every year pop up at the Academy Awards because it's a really great genre and it's filmically legitimate now. Yeah, man.
Do you have a favorite of all time? Some newer ones that you really love?
See, like for me, horror movies, if somebody asks you what's your favorite horror movie, it's sort of like asking you what's your favorite song. I've got like 15, right? And they alternate, depending on my mood. And horror is that way, right? Like, any given day, it depends on what I'm going through. That will be my favorite horror movie. So I don't even know that I could. I'm huge in the zombie genre. So for me, Danny Boyle sort of broke the genre with 28 Days Later, right? That's when The Infected came. And I love the zombie genre because oftentimes in the zombie genre, it's the humans that are the monsters, not so much the zombies. So it's a great template to see what humanity is like when you boil it down to its essence. So I love that stuff. I pulled Danny Boyle out of my ass. Sorry. I love Danny Boyle. He's a great filmmaker, right? But, sort of the beginning of that, great filmmakers now making great horror movies.
We normally ask an actor if they had a dream role, a dream film, whatever, that you could be part of, what would that be?
So, this isn't considered a monster movie. Generally, it's considered a romantic novel. But The Hunchback of Notre Dame is one of my favorite books. And Victor Hugo, one of my favorite authors. And Quasimodo is one of the greatest characters in literature. I don't think Quasimodo has ever been done quite the way he is in the novels. And he is an amazing. It's giving me the chills right now. If you see this, it's giving me the chills. Some people would consider him a horror monster, but he is actually a heroic being. The way his end in Hunchback of Notre Dame is so incredibly romantic. I'm going to cry right now thinking about it. He's such an incredibly powerful and amazing figure in literature. I would love to do him. Wonderful. I don't know that I'm young enough to do it anymore because it would take some agility, but
we don't care. We support it.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Good. Fix it in post is what I say. Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking
Thank you.
Today. We appreciate you. We see you with your fans. We know how much you love the fans.
Yeah.
It's just great to see you interact with the family that you create, not just within the TV, but within here at home with all the fans and things like that.
Man.
So greatly appreciate everything
Yes.
you brought
Thank
to
you,
the
Mark.
screen.
Thank
Thank you for your commitment to your craft.
you, man. Thank you.